I mean, we are in a matriarchy, and this is why they accuse me of being an internalized misogynist, because I'm able to think through and acknowledge the flaws of what happens in society when women get power. And if you want to know what happens, look around you. Women fall for emotional arguments the entire time. They show us a commercial, show us, it's so sad. And before they get to the rational aspects of it, they're already invested emotionally. And I think that virtually every societal ill that we are facing today is because of women.
Virtually every societal ill that we're facing today is because of women. Candace Owens took advantage of her sit-down interview with alleged human sex trafficker and misogynist Andrew Tate to blame all of society's problems on women. Wealth and income inequality, women's fault. Corporate greed, women's fault, even though they make up a fraction of corporate executives, of course. Our broken healthcare system, women, of course. The Pentagon's inability to pass a single audit, it's the ladies. Just kidding. Those are all very real problems that Candace can't blame on women. So let's hear the only example she can think of.
I think that virtually every societal ill that we are facing today is because of women. And I think the greatest recent example of that is the Bud Light controversy, because trans people were just playing dress up as women, invaded every women's space, and women said, oh, but I feel bad because it's how he identifies at the inside, without thinking through the fact that you're quite literally disappearing yourselves, right? Absolutely. You're quite literally saying, I will cease existing before I let this grown man who's wearing a wig have a bad feeling. That's insane. That is a patently insane emotional conclusion to come through. Yeah. Then Dylan Mulvaney sipped one beer, and Kid Rock was out there with an AK, and Bud Light collapsed because men said absolutely not. And I give that example because women need to realize how backwards it is that it took men to stand up to say something was wrong when it was so obviously patently wrong. Yeah. Nobody cared for years until men stood up to it.
Imagine being so privileged and so financially comfortable that the only thing you ever think about is a months-long story involving a TikToker, a transgender TikToker, being given a special Bud Light can. Is there anything else these people think about? Seriously. All right, I have more to say on that in just a moment, but first I wanna go to Andrew Tate, because he did want to make it clear that men aren't always better than women. In fact, he believes that women are better at staying home and taking care of kids.
There's certain things that women can do so much better than men. I said this the other day, I was saying to my brother had his daughter here and my niece was here. And I said, isn't it amazing? I found this amazing. I said, isn't it amazing the patience a mother has with a toddler? I'm like, she's been listening to Peppa Pig for 4 hours. I would lose my mind. I couldn't do it. I simply couldn't do it. So women have this emotionality, which is so fantastic when it's properly used, when it's put into place it's supposed to be. I would never drop my child off to a daycare full of men. Would you drop your 3-year-old child to a daycare run exclusively by males? No. It'd be weird. It's just something about it is weird. I wouldn't trust the men not to lose their temper with the kid. I wouldn't understand why all these men want to be around these children all day. It would be a very weird scenario. So we all understand innately our gender roles, innately on some level. So women have a fantastic superpower when it's properly used, but like everything on earth, if you have a superpower or any kind of power at all and it's put in the wrong direction, it can be destructive. Water, if it's going through a dam, can power a city. If it's not going through a dam, it's a flood.
Look, I get that this is anecdotal, but as a woman, I can just clearly state that I have no patience for the toddler we just heard from. And look, it's not surprising that Candace Owens is going along with the garbage that Andrew Tate has been spewing. She has always stood by him throughout the entire span of his arrest. She cited her very realistic opinion of what women are capable of when she first rejected the allegations against Tate, saying, quote, what I believe is women that trade sex for positions in Hollywood, for positions at work, and then when they regret that sex that they traded, they call a man a rapist. I believe that Andrew Tate is exactly what he tells us that he is in his videos when he talks about women, and he says that he thinks that women should be subservient to men. Yeah, okay. Look, just going back to what Candace Owens said in an earlier video that we showed you in this segment, she's touting Kid Rock and what a real man he is because he shot cans of Bud Light after the whole Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney brouhaha. Kid Rock is still serving Bud Light at his bar. So like, even that stupid culture war issue that she's pointing to throw women under the bus doesn't even make sense. And this is the kind of commentary that you should expect among the financially privileged. Because when you're making millions of dollars and spreading nonsense propaganda, the culture wars reign supreme. And all the injustices and economic flaws in our system don't matter. They don't touch her, they don't affect her. So she has no idea about what the majority of Americans are dealing with. She has the time to sit around and think about freaking Dylan Mulvaney for months and tie that story to the flaws in women. Again, it makes no sense. We have very real problems in this country, okay? Again, we have a serious housing shortage, a serious housing crisis. We have a broken healthcare system. We're not even able to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices on our behalf. And Medicare is getting price gouged by pharmaceutical companies as a result. Whose fault is that, Candace Owens? Is it women? Is it Dylan Mulvaney? Is it Bud Light? I'm so tired of the endless culture war distractions from these culture bores. This is all they care about, this is all they do. And we should just honestly mock them for it. It's so pathetic, so laughable. And I mean, she is a perfect example of what right-wing media loves, okay? You wanna hate on women? You want someone who's willing to trash feminism? Get a woman to do it. You want someone to trash black people? Get a black person to do it. This is Candace Owens' whole brand. And look, it's been very lucrative for her, so congratulations, Candace. But to blame women for the real problems that Americans are facing today is pretty pathetic and lacks any understanding about what's really going on in the country. It's pretty stupid.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.